Hi. Well, I look hugely strong. I shaved my body hair. Hi. Hi. Praise Jesus. Yeah, praise Jesus. A bug bit me right here. Some spider bit me here and there. Hi, praise Jesus. 244 pounds. 244 pounds. Wow, that's pretty cool. Yo. Can you believe I worked that hard to be in shape, even though I'm heavy? That's kind of cool. Well, that's good. Hi. I'm trying to grow my hair all long. I have hoped to have long hair since I was 10. And for some reason, I cut it short every time. And I hope to God, I hope to Jesus. Yo. My legs are pretty strong. My legs are really strong. That looks pretty strong. That's pretty cool. Hey. Okay. Now we can call Mama on the baby, but I'm not gonna. She doesn't want to be on camera. This is pretty good. I'd like to get super athletic, like really good looking, and have a little less fat under my neck. And instead, I carry this weight. But it's called fame. God told me that I'm famous, but it's not like A-list fame. It's not like a superstar. It's not like my dad has had this talk with me here and there, or not even had to tell me, but you have to go really big at music if you want to make enough money at it your entire life, I think. Unless there are some exceptions, I don't see how it's possible to get by paying for your for your wife and kids if you're married, unless you become really famous at your music. You know, if you're a musician, you kind of have to be a rock star to get almost like number one at some time in your life. So then you can keep paying your bills after that, even if you have to do smaller shows, because that's just how it is. I have a friend who's in a band, a famous band. He's one of my best friends. They went on tour with Metallica, and their popularity went a little bit down. They're on MTV, MTV2, and you got to go really big, like number one. So it's a miracle I've been healthy. I don't drink, I don't smoke. I never do drugs. I never do drugs. I just don't want them and don't like them. And so I'm really healthy. I'm really healthy. God did a miracle, and I got my health. I've had my health. Even at my worst health, I was okay, unless I was like sick. And if I'm this athletic at this age, I'm only 244 pounds, this is pretty good. So, but the thing is, does it have that low body fat look enough to look really cool? Does it have that low body fat look enough to look really cool? Or would professional bodybuilders look at me and say, oh, he looks normal, like some normal guy is kind of big? That bug bit me like right here somewhere. Yo, this looks pretty good. Hi. I don't like the way my hair looks. It's okay, but I'd like it to be longer. But it's a miracle. It's a miracle I have my health, but I have this idea to look really, really good looking, because then I sing way better, and I'm way more confident about my singing, and then I can get famous enough or get paid enough money to pay for me, my wife, and my kids. Unless she's kind of like, I don't want to say, I'm supposed to work together with her as a family. And I may have to work on houses again. I don't know. I'm used to working on I know how to work on houses. I know how to do work on houses. Like this floor. Before I painted it, I did zoom in again. Before I painted it, I used, never mind. I don't even want to talk about it. But I'm good at renovating houses and real estate. Maybe I can use real estate to, I have, me. I don't know. Here's my dad's glasses. That's all.
I'm completely mental enough, right? Oh, give me a break! I'm as doomed can be, This is like my life is the lucky day! This is like my life is the lucky days! This is like my life is the lucky days!
See if we can communicate with the actor who played this character, Ed Grimley, on Saturday Night Live, Martin Short. See if he's a nice guy or not. Let's try to listen to him and see what he sounds like. Wherever he is, let's ask God for us to see how he is by playing this doll's voice and seeing if that's how he really is in real life.
See, that's a pain that's gonna linger.
Sounds nice.
See, that's a pain that's gonna linger.
No, it just sounded like a cheap recording. Like somebody thinks, oh, it's only a machine. You can't do that. Well, when you have God, you can do anything with God. That's in the Bible. So read a Bible and have faith, and you can do anything. Let's see how Martin Short is.
I'm as doomed can be,
Now it's the person who thought that it was only a machine. They said they were as doomed can be, because that they couldn't help it, and that's how they are, and they were determined. And it still sounded like a little recording of a thing that's in this doll's body that was like not really Martin Short, but then they were the ones saying that they were as doom can be because they don't know any other way to be, and that's how God made them. So for some reason God made everything that way. But let's try it again. Or we might have to think about whoever that was out there, whoever's soul was out there who was determined that it was a little thing inside this doll's body, and they didn't want to communicate with Martin Short wherever he is with all their soul, with the Holy Spirit within your soul and the Holy Spirit within Martin Short's soul. We can tell how he kind of is and see if we get along with him as a friend like I was doing before, and it was fun. Okay.
This is like a joke, am I say?
It's that same person, someone out there whose soul doesn't believe that it's possible. And they said that this thing that I'm doing is like a joke, I must say. That's what they're determined in their way, but you can't be against it. It's how their personality is, it's how their soul is. So God had this happen when I played the doll, but before I was able to really communicate with Martin Short. Well, not communicate with him, but I could hear how he really was. So I was trying to do, but instead God let me communicate with somebody else's soul who didn't believe it was possible for this doll to allow me to see how Martin Short really is, like God did before. Let's pull the voice thing. Let's see what happens this time.
I'm as doomed can be, you know.
Somebody, I don't know what that was. If it was somebody being as doomed can be, and they're about to die.
This is like a joke, am I say?
Now it just sounds like a creepy, haunted doll that's not real, with like somebody's dead soul going into it. That's not a good thing to do. That's like using a Ouija board or something. That's wrong and bad. Come on, don't ever do that. Only with God and Jesus. Maybe that's why that other person was so kind and good. They're against Ouija boards because they knew it was wrong because God made them that way. Okay.
I'm as doomed can be, you know.
Now it sounded like they're trying to, like I kept trying to do it, like they thought they were determined. If you try to communicate with others using a doll, they thought it would be like a possessed doll. That was a person who didn't believe it was possible, and they said they are as doomed can be, you know. But I don't know what person it is who thinks that way. And somehow I communicated with them instead of Ed Grimley, instead of Martin Short, the actor who played Ed Grimley. I got to hear what he sounded like before. It was really good. How he likes to party, and he goes to parties, and he acts like really crazy, and even if he sounds like the devil or something, he says, oh, who cares, it's not real. And it's just how his personality is, but then he feels bad, like sad, like he might have to die, he's getting older. And it's how different people's personalities are. You can't judge them. Don't judge anyone for being different from you. Judge not, lest ye be judged. His feet felt like it's hurting his legs. Praise Jesus.